Angie Andrews Eyesight here, and this story is so ecstatic that I have to put it out there because relationships tend to be that hot number right now. Everybody wants to know how to do life, and it's because love makes the world go round. The lack thereof love, however, can hurt you pretty badly, and that's why some people really don't believe it's worth the risk. So if they have history of, really bad parents, then that's going to play out in whoever they're dating. This is not rocket science. We all know this. However, trusting yourself is giving your soul a chance at abundant life. And that's what I'm going to be discussing. Here we go with my own experience. This one was 1 week's time, and I share that because other stories of dating escapades, they took me months maybe to get through. But when you start realizing that God has something in store for you that's so much bigger than what you've already witnessed, he clues you in a lot much faster, and then you don't want to go around that mountain a million times again. So I was out with this person and met him regardless at his job or whatever, and it was just very, very interesting. Like, I responded to his text, and then I said, sure, I can do something, because the first lie is that I really don't have anything to do, because I have a million things to do, because I'm one of those productive oriented people. But when I kind of chill out in the evenings. So when he was just hitting me up at the right time, like, oh, let's just innocently watch a movie and eat some dinner. Okay, I'm gonna grab a bite of that. So going over the first time, it's all very exciting. What do you believe? What do you think? And I wanted to kind of sift through and see if he was really down with Jesus. And the thing that I hear often is people misperceive my spiritual beliefs as like being a shaman or a sorcerer. That was fun. And it's just because I'm not promoting organized religion. So I have to, usually clear the air and say, no, I'm pretty much, hoping to see miracle signs and wonders. And, as we forge into the end day times, I'm going to see the dead raised. And, that's a little off-putting, but I do it on purpose, because if you are ambitious about serving God and you're going to want a partner that does that with you, don't beat around the bush. You better put that stuff out there, because then they get to thinking, I'll see if I can put up with it or not, which is exactly what happened. Lack of eye contact is a real big deal for me. Usually it just says, hey, they're hiding something or guarding their heart, which is fine. Everybody's allowed to do that. But on day 2, it was a repeat of the first evening, and that was supposed to be, we're more comfortable with each other now, so let's just chill out. And who else have you dated? When you have somebody that won't answer your questions, or they give you the platitudes of like, a one-word answer, for someone like me, that's not going to stand firm. And I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, did you not hear me? Because, I'm sharing, and conversations are a two-way street. But when I realize that I have more passion in my pinky finger than this whole person does pulsating through their body, I can now understand that 1,000 words that I have would be annoying to his one. And when I got that memo, it was kind of like this check. I'm like, well, am I supposed to dumb myself down? Like, oh, so what do? Just talk. What are your interests? You tell me about you. And when subjects of mommy issues flare, whoa, you basically have God spelling it out right for you. He's like, girlfriend, pay attention, like check, 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 red flags. And he wanted me to explain to him what a narcissist was. Here's the clever thing about narcissists. They generally like to appear as if they're not them. So they throw projection onto somebody else, genuinely apparent. And then they're like, I'm just trying to make sense. If you're dating a guy who doesn't like his mom, you need to start running, and very fast. Get out of there, because that will be reflected as to how he treats you. And if the person's already been married and they're still struggling, and it's something that comes up every chance they have a moment to unload, that's okay. We can be compassionate. And I was very kind. But when I gave the definition of a narcissist, and that conversation ended abruptly and there was a new topic, I was like, I'm sorry, hold up. Do you not like what I said? Do you have any feedback? And a one-word answer again, no, it's good. Oh, Okay, so really you're just giving them more material. So the next time they go out, they can play the next chick for being like, oh yeah, my mom was totally a narcissist because she did A, B, C, and D. Meanwhile, he's holding on to that one in his back pocket because he's using these same tactics because why? He was birthed from a narc. So therefore, narcs make more narcs. Then I tried to give it another go round, and when it comes to like, I'm not dating anybody. Are you dating anybody? Well, no, I'm not, but you already knew this because I've told you. But maybe when I speak, you don't really listen. So that's annoying to me, and I get to actually say, I don't like feeling dismissed. And if you have criteria and you know yourself, then when you feel dismissed, you're like, why do I feel worse about myself when I leave this person's presence? And if I say to someone, I'm not going to go beyond this boundary, and he's appropriately staying within the realms of confinement, but he's giving you attitude because, you're not really giving him more than he kind of wants, then that's another red flag. I think we're up to like 7 or 8 already with this dude. However, when he can't make eye contact, I discussed that in the beginning, that generally just says the comfortable level that the person has with himself. I did have a Chihuahua back in the day, and so when she ever looked, face to face with me, she would always be like, look at me. It was that kind of draw me in, mommy, see me. And we all want that. That's why we engage people. You can see a person's soul through their eyes. So it's kind of a natural thing that we would want to do. When I asked the dude, hey, what's up with that? And he's like, well, I usually have really good eye contact. Oh, okay, so it's a spiritual thing. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. You're confirming it for me. Thank you very much. Because, you talk too much on the spirit realm or where you're going and how you don't fear the certain things that maybe they fear, then they really don't expect you to have brains and good looks. Well, he would have this snarl on his face and like kind of look at me from the side. And it was, if I asked a question that he didn't feel like answering, he just simply wouldn't. That was exactly what Emmy, my Chihuahua, did. She would like snarl. And if I ever wanted to get at her goat and I want to rouse her up, I'd be like, Emmy, go get him. And I would have her snarl, and I knew she was going to pounce on my other dog. This guy is basically telling me what level of annoyance he's at, because he's doing his best to hold out for the prize, because maybe, just maybe, he might have me go past my limits. Get enough wine in ya. Heck, you might do something. That's where ladies definitely do not engage in too much of the alcohol. Just, you need to keep it at a 2-drink limit and make sure you eat some food, because that way you have your wits about you. So when it came down to 1 week's time, we started on a Thursday, and Thursday, here it was. It was, I'm not really feeling this. Trust your gut. So after changing the subject a million times, I show up for our final outing, and he's like, let's just watch a comedy. And I'm like, yes, why not just make life so simple and dumb it down to remedial level? So in goes the movie, and as soon as that movie was done, there wasn't even a moment to breathe and have a conversation because the second movie was on. Hey, fine by me. I knew what this was. This is Exodus. See you later, Angie. Honey, you're doing me a favor. It's okay, because you are now giving me more criteria to start the app and help other young ladies out there who might think that it's them, who might judge themselves and be like, maybe I'm not being fair, who might look at their current situation and be like, well, at least it's somebody to hang with and I won't be alone. Got to become your own best friend. And this is where trusting yourself is giving your soul a chance at abundant life. Spirituality is the basis of every relationship. If you do not have it, it will morph into knowledge. And knowledge is nothing more than power over another person. And we give it to people all the time with their PhDs or their credentials, or they're a doctor, and they usurp your own ability to be able to say, I think differently and more powerfully from a passionate level, which is first and foremost spiritual. Then you get to look at them in the eye and you get to say, I don't really think it's working it out, buddy. And they look at you and they're like, what? Where is this coming from? And you're like, we both knew where this was going, though. I didn't get what I needed from you, and you sure as heck aren't getting what you think you need from me. So therefore, we get to say, pleasure was all mine. Another learning experience, because now I get to walk away from this with a bigger acceptance of there's someone out there who will want to walk in tandem with me to see all the miraculous things that are still left to be seen.